Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we'll be continuing our looks at the Mythic Legions All-Stars Plus Wave, had a brain fart for a second there, with good old Skally Bonesplitter, the skeleton dwarf, as it were. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios, and yes, your boy Overlord, not the biggest fan of dwarfs. Sorry, not sorry. But I do like this one quite a bit, most because, well, he's a dead one. And like Superman, the dead ones are always better. I'm kidding, of course. That is called morbid humor, folks. But at the end of the day, this guy comes with a bunch of stuff. So why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Skally has to offer in terms of set accessories, starting off with a pair of extra grip hands. Are they grip hands? Yes, grip hands. Unlike the Rassus, he doesn't come with all the hands for some weird reason. He just comes with these fists, or grip hands with the wrong hinge, as I like to call it. He does also come with the back adapters for whatever ungodly reason. So we didn't have enough of these. That said, there are wings in this wave, so I kind of get it. He's got this alternate head. Not sure why you would use that on this guy when he's got this awesome skeleton head. He was actually packaged with this head. I'm guessing it has something to do with the beard and the fact that if they packaged it, it'd be a little bit more difficult to seal up. But at any rate, he's got this head. I want to say this is from... Is this from the Deluxe Dwarf Legion Builder? I think it is. Methinks it is, but don't quote me on that. I'm trying to feel the face, and I'm thinking it's just a helmeted head. I don't think there's a skull on there. If there's a skeleton face on this head too, well then, maybe I need two of these. But at any rate, he does come with a few weapons. He's got the giant, kind of, cut you in half with one swing sword that the Undead of Vikenfell had, as well as this cool axe with all this intricate detail on it. Again, that Deluxe Dwarf Legion Builder came with one of these. We also get the hammer from Sir Elijah, which does have the removable topper. I can get that off without hurting myself here. There we go. Kind of a pain in the nuts, but not too bad. I've definitely had worse. Do some damage with that. That's why they call him Bonesplitter. You'll split more than bones with that. He's got a shield, which does have both the handle and the clip. At least I thought it did. I might have left that somewhere. I'm not seeing the clip. There it is. It's got the clip, or the handle. It's the dwarf shield. Saw that in Advent of Decay, mostly. And last but kind of least, he's got the skinnier ball hinges for the feet. Which, not for nothing, these extra ones are always tighter, by the way. Like, I can't even move these things. So, there's that. But that's all you get with Skally here. Skally, he does have a belt, too, that's already on him. Can't even really see it. Kind of see it on the back there, but it's mostly covered by his big arse freaking beard hanging off his skeleton face, because that makes sense. Wow. And he does have these new kind of sort of, I think they're new, helmet side pieces. They're pretty snug in there, like some helmet accoutrements. They tend to be a little loose. But, yeah, very cool looking dwarf. A very tight neck. I might actually, and this is possible if you bought an all-in, or at least got the this figure and the Undead head pack. There is a neck in there. It's a skeleton neck. I think that would probably fit this better than just the dwarf neck, which I'm going to tell you was backwards on mine. That's already popping out, too. It was backwards when I opened this guy. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but I tell you, I don't think this head would fit on there otherwise. So I might put the skeleton neck peg on here and see if that kind of frees up the head a bit. Because as it stands, he doesn't really got nothing going on as far as the head goes. Like, you cannot turn this thing to save your life. Kind of think they should have given you the standard neck peg with this guy. I think that would have worked better with this torso, but it is what it is. They did give you the neck peg and the undead head pack, and as far as I know, that wasn't solicited, so that's nice. But the pauldrons, he's got the cool skull pauldrons we saw with the Gladiator Deluxe Legion Builder. It's nice to have a pair of those. I think his torso is from Poxus. His gauntlets could... well, those are just standard gauntlets, aren't they? And the rest is all just dwarf parts. He's got the thighs from the Turpiculi. But, yeah, lots of reuse, but the Four Horsemen are good at that. And this is technically new. This is technically new. These are new. These are newer. This belt, well, this piece does come with the Raider, but I think these might be new. I think this belt might have come with the Turpiculi, and this torso has only been used once with the deluxe figure, so now you can get it with a standard. So that'll save people some money. But as far as the rest of his articulation goes, his shoulders will pop out, but you got to be mindful of the pauldrons, unless you don't use them, of course. You rotate back and forth. He's got a single jointed elbow with rotation, as well as a swivel in the gauntlet. Swivel in the wrist with the appropriate hinge for holding weapons, because those are the hands I always use. His torso will lean that far forward, this far back. He does have a decent waist twist, some tilt. Hips will kick out to the side. Like a so. Actually, the other one's looser. Let me use that one instead. There you go. By the way, that big Buster Sword will fit in here. Kick the legs forward and back. He does have a single knee, which could probably bend more than that, to be honest with you. It's just that detent is fierce. Okay, you can get way more than 90 with that. Holy cow. Just imagine two of these riding on a skeleton moose. That'd be kind of awesome. I know some people were doing that with Alder when he came out. The big moose from the Alithia wave. He does have a swivel below the knee, as well as swivel in the foot with a hinge and a rocker. This is a good old ball hinge. And peg holes at the bottom of the feet if you want to throw them on a stand. But yeah, cool figure. I like him a lot. I will tell you, the head having little to no range does kind of suck. But, I don't know, it makes him look a little tougher since everything is so compact in there, you know. But at the end of the day, this is my favorite dwarf. Sue me if it's a skeleton, I don't care. This guy's awesome, alright? So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Skally Bonesplitter alongside the Skeleton Raider, as well as Thrasus, the first risen, and as all Mythic Legions 1.0 figures go, yeah, these three scale quite nicely together. Skally being a dwarf, it makes sense that he is the shortest, so getting these two out of the way, so we can make way for our two regulars, Rudmanibelith and the infamous Eleven Spawn, who's definitely going to be towering over everyone today, boy. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from being a dwarf, I'm just kidding. I love to rile up the dwarf fans out there because y'all just don't make sense to me. Either way, at the end of the day, a good old Skally Bonesplitter here has easily earned his place as being yours truly's favorite dwarf, not only because he's a dead one, again, kidding, or am I, but because he's got the skull shoulder pads, he's got the cool hammer weapon we saw with Sir Elijah, as well as the cool axe, and the cool sword, and the cool shield, and the cool helmet add-ons. Okay, he comes with a lot of cool stuff. And he's a skeleton, let's not kid ourselves. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.